And now guys is the moment to do my little book haul. These are all the books that I want to tell you about, and they are mostly about music or mostly interesting for musicians. So the first book that I will show you is The Rest is Noise by Alex Ross. This book is kind of massive. I'll read it after the summer, because also like it's not the best book to bring on a trip, obviously, but I'm looking forward to learning about it. It's a must read. So just for you to know, Alex Ross, the author, he is a music critic at the New York Magazine. Basically, this book relates the major changes in the music of the 20th century, and it's linked between the political and the social situation. So add it to your list. Then the second one is Be Your Own Manager by Bernard Keres and Bettina Men. Sorry if I don't pronounce properly. I've already studied a bit, having a look at it, and it looks quite practical as well. Like in the beginning, they tell you to write down here. Look, there's a list about. Can you see it? In case it didn't work, I'm just gonna read it out loud. Like, how do you see yourself? What will you be doing? What will you be working on? All these type of things. So I think it's like a kind of coaching, a career coaching under the shape of a book. I'm curious to read about it. Maybe I will make a video about this. It's always interesting. I think I will do reviews on the books I read. I don't know. Let me know if you feel interested in me doing books reviews for musicians. Basically, the content is career strategy, personal brand, marketing, biography, photos and videos, digital presence, social media, selling yourself, programming, negotiating your fee. This I quite need to know about this. Manager and agents, fans, crowdfunding, your first recording, time management, project management, all these things. Like basically everything a young artist needs to know and that you don't learn most of the time in conservatories. For the next one, sorry guys, it's a French book. I don't think it is translated, but if you're an opera singer, you're supposed to know French a bit. So, no excuse. This is L'Opéra, s'il vous plaît by Jean-Philippe. It wonders questions about the opera within our society, the opera industry facing economical crisis, facing the pandemic, facing the Gen Z and like the technology. It's very interesting. I already started, and I think it's very important because indeed, like a lot of young singers, including myself, we are starting our careers, involving our whole life in this classical music industry. But let's be honest, it faces challenges because it's expensive, because now the entertainment is so diversified. Are we still updated with this, you know? And many people try to find how to make classical music more attractive. So I think this book will be quite interesting. I hope it's not going to be depressing though, because I hope I didn't study so many years classical music for nothing. I hope there's a solution in this book, but let's see, I'll tell you. Then this book, Rest by Alex Soojung-Kim. It's not about classical music, but it talks about resting, which I think artists need to know how to manage. I think very often we mistake entertaining and resting. We very often end up overwhelmed and almost in burnout and exhausted, and that's for every human of this society, not only musicians or artists, as if being a workaholic or working too much was a good thing. But it's interesting to see here that resting is actually important in order to be more productive at what you do and more happy in the end as well. Okay, my last book about classical music is Une histoire vivante de la musique by Mélanie Lévy-Thiebaud. And once again, I am sorry, it's only a French book. So this book relates the history of music from Middle Age. It's really almost like a story. It's not long and heavy and boring with too much information, no. I think it's the perfect balance with information, because of course you need to be accurate, but also having like a smooth reading. And also there is a playlist, so it's nice because the author talks about an artist and then you can listen to it and you can really directly relate it to the music. And then my last book, Suite Française by Irène Nemirovsky. This is absolutely not about music, but I just finished it and I loved it so much that I think you should read it. There's actually a movie on Netflix about this book. So the book is actually in 2 parts. The first part is telling the story of many people from Paris that ran away from the Nazis in the Second World War and tried to go to the south to run away from the invasion. The second part is focused on one village. It's really well done. I think it's one of my favorite books about the Second World War. It's just beautiful. Like, this is one of the only books that when I read it, I want to keep reading and reading and reading. I will put all the information about the books in description, and that's it. Now I'm gonna go have a walk in the nature because it's my day off and I want to get the best of it. Well, I will see you soon for another video anyway, so bye bye.